Hi, we're here today to talk to my very dear friend Laura Plumb. And the reason I've invited her to talk to us today is because she is a magical healer. And she has very interesting, insightful information into the gemstones. So many times she brings her clients or sends them to me when she's picked a special gemstone for them for what they might need. So she is a teacher and a practitioner of Veda and also of
Well, Jyotish. Jyotish is one of the sciences within the Vedic
ah.
systems. Yes.
So can you tell us, Laura, a little bit? Let's talk about how this Labradorite stone relates to how you help your clients.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. By the way, you're such a blessed friend. I feel so lucky.
Look at those beautiful eyes. That's
And
why I chose Labradorite.
and we're so lucky to be in this enchanted room of yours, right? With all of these sparkles. And I think of Jyoti is a word that in Sanskrit means light. Ish means sort of the natural law or cosmic law. So it's sort of understanding the light in this time-space continuum and how it plays out, and how each one of us in a way is a reflection of light. And jewels or gems are what? But over lots and lots of time, minerals were pressed and pressed and pressed until they became these beautiful jewels. But what are they but a sparkle? And they reflect light. And so Jyotish is basically the understanding of you and your journey through this lifetime, but the understanding of you as an expression of light that has come alive in order to unfold and to grow. So each gem will reflect a certain aspect, or the gems themselves actually reflect the planets. Each planet itself carries a ray of light.
Oh.
The planets that revolve around the solar system in our neighborhood with planet Earth, each bounce a ray of light from the sun.
Wow.
So for instance, the sun of course is red, the planet Mars is red, moon is sort of whitish, bluish, Jupiter is yellow, Saturn is purpley. So these planets give energy. They are like energy and they relate to different aspects of our personality. So if we need to strengthen an aspect of our personality or we want certain energies, we could bring in certain gems to help boost that, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope that does.
Yes, it does.
So
if there's one that if you're feeling down and you don't know why you feel sort of listless so then you can help them with looking at their particular birth sign.
yeah,
Is that how it
and
works?
this is sort of at more of a spiritual level. I want to be sure that I'm not saying that you could wear a gem and suddenly you're going to have lots of energy. You may need more sleep. You may need magnesium. There's lots of different things that you may need.
Yes.
But obviously this is one more of we call them upayas, one more of the remedies. And Jyotish is a sister science to yoga and to Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the original system of medicine. And Jyotish is, you could almost say that yoga is sort of for the mind, Ayurveda is for the body, and Jyotish is more for the soul.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's pretty rough because they all really overlap. So with Labradorite, it relates to the planet Mercury.
Oh.
Mercury is said to be the planet of the color green. It's bringing the green light in. And what was green? Well, green is grass, green is trees, green is nature. So Mercury relates to the prana, or the energy in the world that comes from nature, right? So prana is a word that we use a lot. We hear that a lot in yoga. Prana means the energy of consciousness itself. Prana is something that is stimulated through the breath, stimulated through meditation, and prana is also the healing power within us. So anytime you're wearing emerald or green citrine, any stone that has a good amount of green to it is going to help stimulate your life force. It's also going to stimulate your mind, cognitive function, acuity, right? So it's very, very good for the mind. Labradorite is especially beautiful because Labradorite is especially beautiful because you can see it has all of that sparkle, all that different color to it.
Yes.
So to me, it reminds me of an enchanted forest. There's a magic to it.
You're right. It reminds me of butterfly wings, kind of.
Butterfly wings.
Sort of see that iridescence that's sort of in them too. So I can certainly get that this could be the nature stone.
Right, the stone of,
what about the chakras? Which one is the?
This one relates to the throat. Mercury relates to your intellect as well as to communication. So oftentimes when we communicate, it's by talking that we find our way to understanding. And this is all related to Mercury. How well are we communicating? And so that's the throat chakra, right?
So if I wanted to feel like I was not more articulate, but more heard, maybe, then maybe I would want to put a piece of Labradorite in my pocket, or to have a piece of Labradorite on me, or
Sure.
carry it with me, or
Any of the above. Now, the other interesting thing about the planets is that they relate to the different fingers, and these are different channels or meridians back to the heart. And so Mercury's finger is said to be the pinky, which is why I wear the emerald on my pinky finger, right hand, to help to stimulate thinking as well as precision in communication.
Ooh, I like that.
So you could wear a stone on your ring. You could wear it around your wrist. You could wear it around your neck, right? It's the throat chakra, so how beautiful to wear a drop stone around a necklace. Or like some of these, just wear it right around. I mean, how beautiful would that be? Yes. It feels like if you wore that, you would be the queen or the princess of communicating, of correct thinking. You know, it's sometimes too, I think that we think that we're always thinking right. We think that we're interpreting correctly, but are we always? And Labradorite helps us to understand, to take in the sensory input that we're always taking in, right? But to interpret it correctly, so that we're not misled, we're not misguided, so that we do see clearly as well. I love Mercury, the planet, and I love all the ways in which we can help to strengthen the Mercury within us. Mercury is the planet that, you know, right now as we are filming this, is retrograde. And while it's retrograde, it's also being somewhat attacked by Mars. So a lot of people are feeling that their communication's getting bungled or knotted or twisted. They're missing meetings, they're late for certain things, right? So Labradorite will also help ground us when we're traveling, when we're talking to one another, when we're problem solving.
Or when we're not feeling heard, maybe too.
I love how you're saying when we're not feeling heard. I mean, not feeling heard, the question is it a feeling, which would relate more to moon, or is it that we're not communicating in such a way as to be heard? Then it would be Labradorite.
And how would you know the difference? How would you know what it was? Because usually we look out there to think they aren't getting it or they're not listening, instead of looking in here and saying, maybe I'm not communicating very well. So maybe just to be on the safe side, you wear the Labradorite, even if you may think it's their problem, but you just want to make sure you've got it right.
Well, first of all, I think if you wore any of these pieces, you're going to be heard. You're going to be seen, that's for sure.
True, yeah.
And people are going to say, my goodness, what is that person all about? Yes, I do think it's very attractive in that sense. I also think that sometimes these gems, like you said, you could just hold it. And even maybe just holding the gem, you just ask yourself that question. You just close your eyes and you say, what is the source of this feeling of not being heard? Am I even hearing myself? Am I even doing that sacred listening to hear what my heart wants to say to me? Because I think when we stop to really listen to our own self, then I think we are sort of creating an energy that invites people to listen as well. We have to set the tone for others, set the example.
So it's about listen internally first before it's out there. It's like put your own oxygen mask on first before you put on the child or put on someone else's.
Put on your own prana mask.
That on them.
Absolutely. And aren't these just so beautiful? And of course, if you're not feeling heard, then the pearl relates to the moon. So now these particular earrings are...
This is pearl also.
And this is pearl as well. I mean, what a beautiful set. And then you're going to feel grounded, you're going to feel, your mind is going to feel stable, your emotions feel balanced while you're communicating more clearly. While your imagination is, helping you to really design for yourself this beautiful life, as beautiful as the gems you're wearing.
So in combination too, they can be like the moon with it.
Moon and Mercury. Now the moon is said to be the queen. So in the archetype of the sky, we have sun is king, moon is queen, and Mercury is the prince. So this is mother and child almost as well. Which I love that too. Beautiful.
Okay. Well, thank you, Laura. I mean, I am thinking about how I'm communicating and listening, and if I can focus on where it comes from and know that there are resources available to help, like from the gemstones too, to be aware of that.
Absolutely. Well, and I think, some things we'll wear all the time because we want to really strengthen that within us. But to even just put it on and just to imagine, as I put this on, this is what I'm stepping into.
Oh, that's good.
This is the energy I'm seeking to convey.
Yeah, and any situation. Like,
any situation.
yeah, if you're feeling an awkward situation, you think maybe I need a little extra help here, and this would be when you'd step into it. Then,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's how I dress. That's how I think about my day.
Really?
I used to notice, even before I learned about color therapy and gem therapy, that on certain days when I had to go present something or I had to go do something kind of difficult, I noticed I had this orange that I would wear or this red that I would wear. And I realized later that I was putting on courage. I was stepping into courage so that I could walk into that room, with more bravery, one might say, right? So absolutely. We all should do that.
Yes, we should. Yeah. And maybe we should learn about more of the stones from Laura, because we have some others that we want her to ask her about too. So thank you for coming today. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I love being with you always. Thank you, Dolores. It's so fun.
We're going to India together.
We're going to India. We're going to go look for gems.